All right then. So now what we have to do is we have to get back into our create resume. So I'm just going to delete this. We don't need this anymore. Let's delete this from container. Let's delete this. If we need, we can open it later. Okay, so let me open the create resume page. So basically what we are trying to do over here is, so based on the template ID, so if I'm clicking this edit template, so based on this ID, so in the route, we are getting that specific ID, right? So based on this ID or based on its name, we need to render the sub components, right? So for create resume itself, I'm going to create a separate route. Based on what name that we are resuming, we are going to display that component. Since I already told you this is a separate component, so for every template images, whatever you are uploading, you need to create a customized template in the local. Before uploading it, you need to design it and you need to keep it inside your local file. Then you need to upload that image in your admin file. And this is the exact same name that your component name should be, right? So let me explain you briefly what I'm trying to say here. So let's fix this class name. It's going to be width full and flex column, item center, justify in the starting position, and the PF4 top and bottom. It's going to be full. Enable the word wrap. So now it looks like this. Inside here, now I need to bring the routes and I need to template render those templates. So to render that inside the helpers.js, I'm going to create a separate templates data. This is an array that we need to maintain for whenever you are trying to add a new template, export const templates data. So you need to manually map that route every single time. So I'm going to give an ID which is going to be template hyphen dollar date dot now. That will maintain the unique ID, and I'm going to supply the name object. Name is going to be template one, which is exactly the same name that we do have for these both templates. We have the property called name here, template one, and for the template 2 we have the property as template 2. So we have to maintain those two names, and the component, that's the component. I need to create the component called template 1 and 2. So this is an asset. So now what we have to do is to go to that specific components folder. We need to go to that specific components folder. Then we need to map that particular component. And inside the component, I'm going to create a new folder over here called designs. It's a designs component, which we are going to maintain the designs components and everything over here. And for the time being, here inside this, I'm going to create the index.js file, index.js, and I'm going to create template 1.jsx is exactly the same name what we do have there, and create template 2.jsx array fce, save the changes, close it, array fce, save the changes and close it, and index, let's export them, export default as template 1 from where /template 1, save it and replace it template 2 and template 2, save the changes, close it. And now here we have to bring that component template 1 from where, from the design. So let's import that part manually by ourselves. Import from /components/designs. Let's bring the template 1 comma template 2 and let's map it over here. Now the template 1 is mapped. Let's do the same stuff for the template 2. Name is going to be 2 and component is going to be 2. Since we're having two different templates, so we need to map it like this. So now if you are willing to add one more template called template 3, so you need to map that over here, and you need to create a new template 3 component over here. Then you need to go ahead and add that template name and id, because the reason, see here, if you are trying to add it new template, you can see what's the name that you are getting, template 3. This is the name that you need to create a component over here. Inside the designs, you need to create a component called template 3, and you need to create and you need to export it in the name as template 3. And in the route inside the helpers.js, you need to change the route. You need to manually add the route also for the template 3. So every time whenever you are adding a new template, this is what you need to do, because every single template UI, it's completely different. That's what I'm trying to say over here. Okay, cool. Now instead of displaying that text over there, create resume text over there, what I'm going to do is I need to go here. If I click this, instead of displaying the create resume, here in this place we need to render the routes. So let's bring the routes inside here. I'm going to get that templates data which is coming from the helpers, and I'm going to use the map function, and I'm going to get the template information, and I'm going to render over here. So here I'm going to create a multiple route based on the route whatever we are receiving. So for this route key, I'm going to say template !_ id, or we can keep that as an id, template id. Then path, to which path that it's need to be navigated, it's need to be navigated to this specific path, /$ template dot name. That's the template that you are trying to edit. Then component, what component that we are trying to render over here, template dot component. This is the component that we are trying to render it over here. So now you can see it's showing us template 1. And now if I get back here, if I click this and if I click edit it, and you can see it's displaying it as template 2, right? Because based on the ID, based on the route over here, based on the route, when we are sending the route to this specific path, template 2, right? That's the template 2 we have over here. Based on that, it's rendering the component. Okay, that's the route we are sending it over here. So this is the route, it's been pushed. So based on that particular, it's rendering the template. Now if a user choose the template 1, and if he clicks the edit, and it's rendering the template 1.jsx, so that particular component is being rendering over here. All right, so we fixed the main route for creating the resume based on the templates and everything. I hope you now understand how to add a new template and everything. So next, what we need to do is we need to start designing a template. So instead of designing a complete template, I can share you the code so you can follow me with the exact same code over here, because that's a designing stuff. So you understand the main logic behind how we are bringing the template components and everything and loading it. Now that is just a designing stuff. You can do your customized design for each and every template. So to work along with me, I'm going to share you the template code so you can follow me from there.